I think we're all in the mood to celebrate.
Doc, this is all too much. I mean, my son a genius? How does it happen?
Well, genius-level intelligence is...
Example all too often, but it's a great one because there is a classic ending in that little encyclopedia.
Aware of financial experts getting it so wrong that we're living through...
Too often by blood. And my message for you is that I believe we are condemned, if you like, to often very bloody times. By the way, it happens about once every century. You might argue that the last time it happened...
...technology to make the diagnosis, but it's all too often that these sex differences are overlooked.
Make much difference to this crew. Why? Because you're all too old. And I know that's going to come as a shock to some of you.
On its journey, we would be shocked to discover that all too often that bottle is going to be put on a boat.
You kids get a kick out of my jumps, and I love you for it, but it's all too easy. There has got to be a chance.
Even as we do our own work, all too often, we find ourselves
characters of the young people who all too often are subjected to bombardment of sensation rather than digested experience.
Of a duty of care within many professions can all too easily amount to accusations of negligence, and that being the case, can we be really... Now, there'll be those who'll argue that this could all too easily drift into a form of censorship, albeit self-censorship.
1960s Gen Xer, hurtling all too quickly to my 40th birthday. I'm naturally inclined to pessimism.
Scientists do it constantly. We look for evidence that reinforces our models, and some folks are just all too able and willing to provide the evidence.
To be a lesbian, a dyke, a homosexual, in most parts of the world...
All too often is that we accept the distance between those two ideas.